aí, galerinha, tudo bom com vocês? Guys, what's up? Hello. Today we're going to talk about 10 things I love about Brazil. I wrote them down. I love Brazil, as you guys already probably know that. If you don't know that, check out my Brazil playlist below. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like because Brazil loves you and I love Brazil. And check out my social media because you can see more of Brazil. In no particular order, these are the 10 things I love about Brazil. Number 1 is the people. Guys, Brazilians are honest, but caring, but energetic, but real, but authentic, but lively, but everything. The people there, you're going to get all types of people there, just like anywhere in the world, but the people there are incredible. They will blow your mind. The amount of energy they have and just how deeply they care and how passionate they are is incredible. But don't forget, they are people too. They're individuals, so complexity and nuance, 2 of my favorite words. As the second thing that just got me about Brazil, guys, was the city of Sao Paulo. I loved Rio. I loved Rio. The other things about Brazil are about Rio, but Sao Paulo, just the food, the people were, no offense, but a lot nicer than people in Rio. The architecture was just incredible compared to Rio. The atmosphere, it felt more cosmopolitan and like less Brazilian, but more cosmopolitan and just so like New York City, but better. And the third thing is the weather, guys. The weather in Rio is just 10 out of 10. It is hot, but it's kind of a drier heat. It's not as like sticky, muggy, humid as it is in the northeast of the US. It is sunny like almost all the time. The lowest I got was 75 degrees during the day, about 24 degrees Celsius during the day was like the lowest it got. At night it was like a cool 67 or like 18 degrees. Guys, even when it was in the 80s, it was beautiful. I could walk to school and just look at the sun, the beach, and the waves, and it was just like warm and just, oh my god, guys, it was just like so amazing. The fourth thing is the prices, and I mean the prices, I mean sometimes. Sao Paulo, in my opinion, was more affordable than Rio. Rio was kind of expensive. We're talking about rent is expensive, food is expensive. It's an expensive place to live when you can, it's on the same level as like New York City, Toronto, Vancouver, LA, I think, in prices. So it's hard for Brazilians that live there who don't make a lot of money to live day by day, but some things like the taxis, the Uber, even the public transportation for a foreigner was pretty good. I wouldn't say like cheap, affordable, and that was nice because on transportation, if I needed to get somewhere, it wasn't like a giant chunk out of my bank account. So it was nice. I liked the prices. Guys, the nature. The nature was beautiful. I'm talking mountains by the beach, the hiking, you have the water and the views, and which brings me to my next thing that I loved about Brazil was the views. Whether I was on top of Edifício Copan in Sao Paulo or on top of Pedro do Telegrafo or Pedro Bonita or whatever mountain or on top of a hotel or even from my own window into the street. Guys, the views in Brazil are literally like the best thing ever. It was something I actually loved so much, and like, you know me, I'm a view person. Like, I need me some views. It's like my version of like drugs. So that was amazing. The next thing I loved about Brazil was definitely my university. It was like in the middle of a jungle, so it was bad with mosquitoes, but there was like monkeys on my campus and toucans, and it was like, it's not a rainforest, but it's like an Atlantic forest, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You have this beautiful like modern like pillar architecture in the jungle, and it was a small campus. It was very accessible to get from point A to point B, and my university, the Brazilians there were like so nice and so helpful. If you're gonna do exchange and your university has a partner agreement with PUC Rio, 10 out of 10, all right, 10 out of 10. You knew I was gonna talk about this, but we're gonna talk about the men. Brazilian men. Not to be creepy about it, because there's definitely like attractive men and people like men I don't find attractive that exist in Brazil, just like anywhere else in the world, but like, you know, they got that Brazilian vibe, so it's like, you know, hit me up if you know what I mean, you know. And Brazil's a very diverse country, right? So you have men of all different backgrounds, like all different kinds of personalities, and it's just, you know, I mean, it would be the same as America, kind of, but like, they're Brazilian, so I don't, you know, I don't know how that makes them better, but I'm not saying they're better, but like they're on point. They're on point. The beaches in Rio and Ilha Grande were just stunning. Ilha Grande is this big island. Watch my vlog, Ilha Grande vlog. It should be the info card above right now. big island right off the coast of the state of Rio, and it's surrounded by the ocean and the bay. And you go, there's a little town, they boat you around the other side, and there's beautiful remote beaches, incredible. But the beaches in not just Rio, but like the beaches of Copacabana, Leblon, Ipanema, beautiful. Kind of have lifeguards. They have, you know, they have LGBT safe space beach, kind of, between Posto 8 and 9. The water is pretty decently temperatured, and there's people, it's lively. There's people on the beach playing volleyball, and they're selling you stuff. You can sit, you can rent a chair for like $2, probably cheaper, like $1.75. Great, I loved it. But there's even better beaches if you go. If you go to the beaches in Barra da Tijuca, which is kind of a little bit far off the beaten path, cleaner, nicer, less people, probably a little bit safer. If you're staying in Copacabana, try the beach in front of Lemmy. It's probably a little bit safer than the beach in Copacabana. It's just right up by Posto 1. The beaches in Niterói are 10 out of 10. Check those ones out. It's the city right across the bay from Brazil, or from Rio de Janeiro. The beach part is called Icaraí. That's I-C-A-R-A-I with a accent mark. So the beaches, the golden sand, beautiful. I loved it. And like, this is so cheesy, but the last thing I loved about Brazil was the accents. Like, the Cariocas have a very like unique accent. It's like, instead of, the word mas means but, as in like the preposition. So it's usually pronounced in a lot of Brazil, mas. But in Rio, they say mais. So that was beautiful. But also, guys, the Sao Paulo accent, specifically like the interstate Sao Paulo accent, like the Paulista, not the Paulistano, the city accent is pretty. But the Paulista accent, kind of parts of the Paulista, different, like, gente, abertar a porta. Like, it's just like kind of rednecky, but I love it. I love it. And Brazil has so many different regional accents that I think are stronger than regional accent differences in the US. And like my linguistic, you know, not studying linguistics, but my linguistic studies ass was all up on a like, hey! But yeah, guys, these were 10 things I loved about Brazil. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my other Brazil playlist. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. And I will see you in the next video. 10 things I'm not too happy about Brazil.